WRC now heads for southern Europe and the resort of Sanremo on the Italian Riviera. It's similar to Corsica, with the drivers tackling rough asphalt roads along narrow mountain passes. There's little margin for error, with hard rock on one side and steep drops on the other. Sanremo may be a holiday resort, but the World Rally Championship drivers won't be relaxing just yet.
I loaded up the game today to do today's episode, and well, this week's episode, I guess. And I unlocked the code. It turns out that last week I unlocked the code satellite for winning the German rally, but it's satellite spelled wrong. So I can't remember exactly how it was spelled, but I'm pretty sure satellite is supposed to have like a double L or something, and it didn't in the code. So I mean, I don't know what they meant by that. But yeah, this is a rally of Italy, aka the rally Sanremo or Sanremo. This was gonna be another one of those rallies where I say, oh, I've never heard of this one before, never played this rally in a game in the past, you know, previously. But actually, and I just remembered before I started recording yesterday, but then I ended up not recording yesterday. But I'm going to go back over what I was going to say and say it today. This was the rally, the stage that you got in the demo for Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo. You know, that milestone game that came out last year. Does anyone remember that? Have we already forgotten that? Games seem to be getting forgotten pretty quickly nowadays. You know, no one plays Forza 6 anymore. You know, Forza Horizon 3 is dying, apparently, even though it's been out less than a year, because we're getting that Forza 7. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone, especially since it's a milestone game as well, and no one plays those, I don't know if anyone remembers WRC 2 Extreme, but I do, because I just bought it the other week. Not based on the demo, even though the demo was good, because like not that many game companies actually do demos anymore. I remember when demos used to be pretty standard. Like, I don't remember it that well because I didn't get my 360 until like way late into its life cycle. But you know, I knew about demos. I know a thing or two about demos and stuff, right? You go on the Xbox Live thingamabob screen menu store, and you find a game, and then there's like, in amongst all the DLC, it also has a free one that's download demo. You download the demo, and you play the demo instead of buying the actual game, because you can't afford the actual game, or there's like nowhere around to buy it. You know, that's what you do with demos. That's how demos work. Or like, a demo for a different game is hidden away in the menus of a game that you have, like a... Was the Burnout 3 Takedown demo in Need for Speed Underground 2? I think it might have been. I don't know, I'll have to... I have Need for Speed Underground 2, so I'll have to find out. I'm pretty sure it was. That might have just been the PlayStation version, though. I don't know, I can't remember. I have the Xbox version, so I'll have a look later. But that's not important right now. What is important is that somehow, fucking Milestone are the only company that still do game demos. Which doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Because I installed Dirt Rally onto my Xbox the other day. Because you have to install it to play it. You know, the one advantage that console gaming has, where you can just stick the disc in and play the game straight away, it's giving away. Console gaming has literally no advantages on PC gaming anymore. Because of this fucking meme of developers wanting you to install the game instead of just being able to play it. Which is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. I remember when I first got my DS, I gave my dad my DS and one of the cartridges, and I said, can you install this for me please, so I can play it later? And he said, no, you just put it in and it plays straight away. And I was blown away by that. And I don't know why I was blown away by that, because I'd been playing PS2 for years before I got my first DS. So I'm not sure why I thought you'd have to install it. I wasn't a very smart kid. The point is, right, being able to just stick the game disc in and play straight away That's the advantage that console gaming has, and you know, and the fact that it's easier to get into because you don't have to buy a bunch of parts to make your computer actually good enough. You can just buy a console and everything will run on it, pretty much, unless it's like a badly made game. You see what I mean, you know? Anyway, the point I was getting to is that Dirt Rally has pretty much a demo. Star Wars Battlefront had this as well. I haven't really played that many I haven't really played that many current generation games because one, they're still expensive because they just came out and I can't afford them because I don't have a job, and two, not really interested in that many of them, to be honest. I don't know what it is, but new games just don't look good to me, and they don't seem to play that good either. I had a go at Dirt Rally, and I know it's the Dark Souls of racing games. I don't know why my voice is sounding weird. You know, I don't know why I'm speaking weirdly, but I am. It's the Dark Souls of racing games. Ooh. That sounded a little bit more like me, I guess. I couldn't really get into it just yet. You know, the cars... I had this problem on Need for Speed Undercover as well. But the cars lose so much speed when you're turning, it's not even funny. And it doesn't really seem to be a cure for that. Granted, I have only driven the Vauxhall Corsa Rallycross car and the Mini Cooper rally car so far. I had a go at driving the Escort rally car, but literally uncontrollable. So I gave up pretty fast. I'll have to get good at Dirt Rally, I reckon. Which shouldn't be too hard. It's not like it's as good as Rally 2K, am I right? XD. Yeah, but back to the thing about, like... Because, like, while you're installing the game, after a little while it gives you, like, a couple of preview events. Like on Star Wars, you got to play as Darth Vader and just slaughter rebels, right? And on Dirt Rally, they give you a couple of preview stages. Why didn't they could have just released that as a demo. Been like, Dirt Rally demo, here you go, get good at this before you buy the game, because it's a difficult game. Maybe, perhaps, mayhaps. Because I know on PC it started out on, like, Steam Greenlight and stuff, and that's basically how they built it from there, but when it came to consoles, it was basically a finished game at that point. So, like, they could have been a demo, I guess, you know, but... I remember on one of my old channels, I was going to do a series where I played demos off the Xbox arcade. That old channel was cringy as fuck. I don't even know who I was trying to copy back then. Like, these days I'm just basically trying to be a Let's Play channel, but back then I was trying to do, like, challenges and stuff. Really not sure who I was trying to be, because I don't think I knew about Fail Race at that point, which would be the closest comparison I'd make nowadays. So I don't really know what I meant by that. But I do know that it didn't work out. One, because I was shit at setting up recordings. And two, because my balls hadn't dropped yet, so I sounded like a fucking 6-year-old. And it was barely listenable, to be honest. I'm not sure if I deleted all those videos or just privated them. Either way, I can't access that account anymore, so I don't know. And it's impossible to find at this point. I definitely got rid of the videos because I can't search them up anymore. That was my first channel. Yeah, when I was like 11 or 12 and I first got my Elgato. But I'm still using. So using an Elgato for this long might be part of the reason it doesn't agree with Grid Autosport. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. You know, maybe it's me being shit at setting up my recording still, because I never learn. And I refuse to make improvements. I'm still using Windows Movie Maker. Because I have Sony Vegas. I have a pirated copy of Sony Vegas. I find it too difficult to work with. Like, the only reason I use Windows Movie Maker is because there's only like 3 buttons I need, which are, you know, put in a separate audio track to the video track, and sometimes cut out bits I don't want. And somehow Sony Vegas makes that really difficult, and Windows Movie Maker makes that literally like a 2-button process. which means the Windows Movie Maker is literally the superior software to Sony Vegas, which would cost, if you were going to buy it, it would cost like, I don't even know how much it costs, like 300 quid, probably. Somewhere between the range of 70 and 300, I want to say. I don't really know. But I'm taking media studies for A level, so they'll teach me how to use Sony Vegas, and then I can, you know, step up a notch, hopefully. Also, here's something I think I might slightly be noticing. Does anyone else think that these stages might be reskinned stages from Monte Carlo? I'm getting a slight feeling, but I'm not too sure, because that bridge seemed familiar. I mean, I won't judge them, you know. The Monte Carlo stages were really good. I remember all the way back when I played those in fucking January, I think, or February. Long time ago. When I played those stages. Those were good. The majority of stages in this game are good. There are a couple that I can't name, but, you know, there are rallies on the whole that I don't think are as good as other rallies. They're not as fun. But the whole game is good. And it's helped by this neato handling model that's just fun. I feel like a drift king every time I play this game. Even though it's the game doing it for me. And even if it is the game doing it for me, I still manage to hit them walls. So I mean, this is only the second stage out of 6 of this whole rally, and I've already pretty much gone through everything I kind of wanted to talk about. I haven't quite talked about how irritating I find Dirt Rally yet, but I did say it was too hard for me a little bit ago, so I guess I've been over that. I've also talked about how I think that having to install current gen games is fucking shit. You know, GTA can get away with it, I guess, because you know what to expect. Because GTA is like legitimately a gigantic game. And Forza Motorsport 4 and 3, I guess, justified it as well, because they had a lot of content. But that's kind of where I draw the line, you know. Dirt Rally doesn't really have that much content, let's be real. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to make of that. Hopefully, they figure out, because, you know, you could argue that the Xbox One is still fairly new. You could argue that hopefully they'll figure out how to actually get all the game onto the disc in pretty soon. Because, you know, they could literally get all the content on the disc in the 90s. I don't see why we can't do that today. I mean, I get that games are bigger, but just make discs that can hold more data. You know what I'm saying? Gran Turismo 4, for all the faults with the disc, in that, you know, the disc doesn't fucking work ever. I've got 2 copies of Gran Turismo 4, and neither of them work. I've talked about this plenty of times. I'm going to say it again. I've got a regular edition Gran Turismo 4 and a platinum edition Gran Turismo 4, and neither of them read in the disc drive. Which is another part of the reason I kind of want to make it so I can play pirate games on my PS2. But I'm not going to get into that right now. That's a thing to talk about in future. Like I said, I need to get a job so I can pay for things. Because I have to pay for insurance and tax on my bike pretty soon. And that shit's expensive. Like, well, to be honest, the tax is like £18. So I can deal with that. That's fine. The problem is, it comes to, like, insurance, which is fucking ridiculous. Alright? And the service is expensive as fuck too. And I don't understand what I'm paying for with the service, because, like, don't they just, like, change the oil? I could do that myself. And I guess, like, you know, if I'd have bought a used bike off eBay, I could service it myself. You know, change the oils, change the brake fluid. But because it's a new bike, you got to get that stamp in the little book. So, you know, getting it serviced for fucking 100 quid to get a little stamp. I'm paying £100 for the stamp. A service should only cost like, I don't know. I'm not sure how much like brake fluid and stuff is, but oil's not expensive. But I'm paying a premium to get a fucking stamp. Right? I wish I hadn't have bought a brand new bike, to be honest, especially because it's Chinese, it's fucking up a lot. But whatever, it's fine. You know, insurance, I'm literally 16, so it's to be expected that insurance is fucking ridiculous expensive. Especially because I don't even have like a real license. I have the motoring equivalent of a library card as a license. You know, I've got a fucking provisional. I've got a provisional motorcycle license, which is, like I said, it's basically worth about as much as a library card. You know, you probably have to do more testing and training for a library card than a motorcycle license provisional CBT thing, to be honest. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but CBT is also the abbreviation for cock and ball torture. Which I'm not going to get into right now. I end up talking about a bunch of D-tier shit a lot, but actually, no, I don't. I talk about footer and traps, and that's about it. Traps aren't even really a D thing, because it's not gay. They're just sort of a general thing, but footer's kind of weirder. You know, like I said, footer's slightly more gay than traps, but not by much. Cock and ball torture. And I don't like jerking it to dudes, so you know, cock and ball torture works when it's footer and stuff. I'm like, everyone that's watching this has left now, so I'm glad we had this talk. I don't know. Let me know if you appreciate me talking about fucking degenerate fetishes, because I can talk a lot about those. I know a thing or two. All right, I really get into it. You know, I've never had a girlfriend, so I know how to get into the weird stuff. You ask, I'll tell. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to talk about that unsolicited. That'd be like giving an unsolicited opinion on Israel. Is it real? And well, that's an unsolicited opinion, really. And everyone knows, if you give an unsolicited opinion on Israel, you're essentially a Nazi. And I'm not saying I'm not a Nazi. My unsolicited opinion on Israel is that we should probably like glass the entire Middle East. But you know, that's another one of those weird fetishes, I guess. If you want to hear me talk about that more, let me know. You know, I don't really have much to talk about. After I got through complaining that I had to install Dirt Rally only to be shit at it, and complain online about how I'd probably be having more fun playing Dirt Showdown. Actually, looking back, thinking back to the Dirt Showdown Let's Play, which was I'd say that the Dirt Showdown Let's Play was the first proper one I did. Gran Turismo 3 doesn't really count, even though it does count. But I'm going to say it doesn't count for no reason. Yeah, okay, fine. Dirt Showdown, second proper Let's Play I did. Because that one episode I did of My Summer Car doesn't count, because I never went back to it. And that one episode of Ford Racing 3 I did also doesn't count, because I never went back to it. Speaking of PC games, I don't know, I don't hate it, but like, it kind of bothers me when I talk about how much I pirate stuff, because it feels like I'm trying to be an edgelord by saying, oh, look at me, I pirate stuff. Ooh. And I mean, I'll gladly talk about pirating movies, because Hollywood deserves to die, because it's full of Jews, and I don't really appreciate Hollywood at all. If If I thought that pirating really would kill the film industry, I'd pirate 10 times more than I already do. Even, you know, I'm someone that's going into doing fucking, you know, film media studies as an A level to try and make me gooder at doing films and stuff, so that hopefully I can one day have some kind of career making fiction. That's what I'm really into. And here I am talking about how much I'd like to kill the film industry. So don't really listen to me too much about when I talk about stuff, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just say stuff, and that's how it be. I distracted myself. Yeah, but like talking about pirating games makes me sound like an edgelord, but I want you to rest assured that like I don't pirate recent games because one, I always have a list, but there is multiple reasons for this. The first reason I don't bother pirating recent games is that, well, the main reason I don't bother pirating recent games is that my laptop, like 99.9% of the time, won't be able to run them, so I don't bother. But I did the other night, last night, not the other night, last night. Well, the other night when this goes up, because this goes up on a Monday, and I record whenever the fuck I feel like it. Oh, not really whenever I feel like it, because I feel like it a lot, but I record whenever I get the chance. And right now happens to be one of those chances. I'm not entirely sure what day it is. I think it's a Wednesday. Could be. No, I'm pretty sure it's a Tuesday. Yeah, you see, that's how it be. I got X-Pan Rally Extreme because, you know, insufferable social media argument last night on the OGC forum. I don't want to get tracked down by the shadow government, so I'll make sure not to say its actual name. I'll say OGC. Yeah, I started. Well, there was, as there always is, an insufferable social media argument going on between Rally 2K guy and, you know, people that like shit Rally. And I say Rally 2K, it's more like Mobile 1 Autism Contest at this point. If you see what I mean. That's my dankest meme. That's the edgiest shit I could come up with, and I fucking hate myself for saying dank meme. I want us all to know it was ironic, okay? Okay. Yeah, you know, I was like, well, other rally games, can we talk about something else, please? And another rally game that comes up quite a lot is X-Pan Rally Extreme, because it has similar good simulation value compared to Rally 2K and Dirt Rally, because when you drive past the long grass, it sways, and that's immersive. You know, it has, you know that thing that GTA does, where it has cars that are almost cars, but not quite? Like, what's that one where it's, I think it's called the Declasse, where it's like, not quite a Bel Air, but it is a Bel Air, if you see what I mean. X-Pan Rally Extreme has that. So, I mean, the simulation value is limited. Fuck. Yeah, it's still a decent game. I'm not going to probably not going to make videos on it on this channel at least, because it's a PC game. And this channel's supposed to be for me playing console games. So, I don't know, I have like a million other channels, so I could probably do X-Pan Rally gameplay on those. I was going to use this new channel that I made that I haven't told anyone about or linked anywhere. I was going to use it to upload video of me doing the OGC championships and leagues and stuff, but it turns out I'm a complete shitter when it comes to racing online. And something tells me that might just be a symptom of me trying to play Gran Turismo 6. I'm fucking awful at that. So I can't get jiggy with the physics model of GT6. I can't deal with it, to be honest. Gran Turismo 3 I can play, probably because I've grown up playing that game and I'm used to it. Gran Turismo 6, not so much. I have Gran Turismo 5 as well, but I have to record PS3 through analog, so it looks worse than it looks worse than playing PS2. So I don't really bother. I'm probably not gonna do. Well, I am gonna get around to doing PS3 at some point on this channel, but I'll have to find a better way of recording it. I'll have to find some way of recording through HDMI, because I know it's possible, because I've seen it done. You know, I've seen the slap train drifting on Gran Turismo 6, and as much as I don't like drifting, I was like, I was thinking he recorded Gran Turismo 6 through HDMI, and I know that there are people who recorded Motorstorm and stuff through HDMI, and I don't know why I emphasized the first syllable of Motorstorm so much. So I'm not sure where my problems lie in terms of that, but I'll figure it out. There is always a way. I just need a job so I can buy the shit to make the way work. But ain't that always the case, eh? Don't you love it when the guy doing the video goes silent over a black screen because the game is loading? That's always really interesting. That keeps my my viewer retention up real high. I like watching that. XD. Fuck, well, 2 stages to go. This episode is already longer than the last episode I did. Feels like doing rallies where it's all stages and there aren't any like night stages or stadium stages. Because yeah, they're called super special stages. Feels like the super special stage rallies are shorter than rallies where you just do stages the whole time. Special stages. I don't know why it's called a special stage, not just a stage. And then they have to call the stadium super special stages. That doesn't make too much sense to me. That was a nice sector though. That section of those hairpins I just went through, and I didn't even get it perfect really, but I got it good. That felt good. That was a nice set of corners. Well, I'm planning on recording some Grid Autosport after I'm done here, because, you know, I've run out of scheduled Grid Autosport. Wait, no, I haven't. Alright, so I don't need to record any Grid Autosport, but I am going to need to record some Grid Autosport, otherwise I'll end up missing an upload. Because even though there's one scheduled for this week, this week is pretty much going to be, I think it's going to be my last good chance to record for a little while. I managed to wake up in the AM today, so I'm going to try and keep doing that to maximize the amount of daytime I have, so I can actually get around to recording and stuff. Because recording's really the only thing I do these days. I'm supposed to be doing transition tasks and stuff for sixth form. So for fuck's sake. I thought I was gonna just brush past that tree, but apparently not. Yeah, they give you transition tasks, which I think I've talked about before, but it's like write a small essay that's about how different camera angles are used, you know? write an essay, a short 700-word essay, comparing the difference between the original 1967 poster for the Jungle Book. I want to say 66, but 67 sounds right. Because 1969 was Battle of Britain and Italian Job. Actually, Italian Job was 68, wasn't it? Or was that Bullet? I don't know. Movies made before, like, 1979 tend to be, like, edited in a way where they're really long and, like, boring. And there are, like, plenty of movies that I can get into made before 79. But it feels like that's a cut-off point where I'll be like, do I really want to watch this? Is it just going to be like have scenes that last way too long, and you know the dialogue's been poorly dubbed over, you know? Because I watched Rebel Without a Cause. Rebel Without a Cause was the film that made me start thinking that about movies. I watched Rebel Without a Cause and I was like, fuck me, this is the classics. I'm never gonna watch Casablanca if this is supposed to be good. Jesus Christ. That's what was going through my head at that moment in time. Although Vanishing Point came out in like 71 and that was good. And, you know, everyone knows that the Italian Job is good. So I don't really know. I've made a blanket statement, but obviously there are exceptions. I watch every movie I'm recommended, so really, it doesn't matter too much to me when the film came out, as long as someone's told me it's good. I watched Kong Skull Island 2 nights ago now. And the first time I tried to watch that film, the opening kind of threw me off, because the opening scene where like the guy and the Japanese guy crash their planes, and then they're trying to kill each other, and I thought I'd downloaded a camera, like a bad camera, so I turned it off, and then like the other night, because that was a few months ago, and then the other night downloaded it again, gave it a watch, accepted that was how the opening scene was going to look, and then the rest of the film was rad. I'm not sure if I liked it as much as Godzilla, although King Kong actually featured in the King Kong movie, so I guess that was a plus point. They didn't play It Ain't Me by Creedence, so I can't rate the film that highly because it missed out. It was trying to go for the Vietnam aesthetic. I hate trying to say that word because I have like some kind of lisp going on. Yeah, they missed It Ain't Me, so I can't rate it that high. But overall, it was pretty good. Oh, fuck. Right, here's the thing. In the German rally, I said that I didn't think there'd been a night stage on the Finland rally, and it turned out there had been. So I want to make it clear now that I take it back. I retract that statement. Although I do seem to always do badly at night stages, so I wonder if I can claw it back this time and actually win a night stage for once. That'd be nice. I'm semi-concentrating. Shin Godzilla. Actually, tell you what, I do rate Kong Skull Island higher than Godzilla. I'm going to talk about Shin Godzilla in a minute. Because my fucking boy, my man, King Ghidorah, fucking featuring in that post-credit scene, my fucking nigga, the boy, the main man, your three-headed dragon fucking daddy, King Ghidorah. Hell fucking yeah. Can't wait for that film. I want to see that one in the cinema. I don't even give a fuck how terrible it is. I just want to see King Ghidorah. Because King Ghidorah is my fucking favourite. And it's not just because of the Danger Doom album, where he called himself King Ghidorah, so it's not really an MF Doom album, is it? Really, it's a King Ghidorah album. It's also because of the original film with King Ghidorah in it, which, for being a cheesy rubber suit monster movie, got me fucking hyped because King Ghidorah is cool as fuck. He doesn't have any arms. Which, I mean, that's a... You know, that's not so good, but he's got 3 heads to make up for it. And he fucking spits mad fire. Both on screen and on the album. So, you know, King Ghidorah is my fucking favorite. Because he's just the fucking coolest monster. Chicks dig giant robots, but your main boy Joe Does Racing digs King Ghidorah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shit. Yeah, but Shin Godzilla is good too. Not so much to really say about Shin Godzilla. It was directed by that same guy that did Evangelion, which meant it was shit, but at the same time it was pretty okay. So, yeah, I kind of liked the bit where he fucking shot a straight fucking laser of fire out his mouth. That was cool. I also appreciate how Godzilla actually got to be, you know, on the screen in Shin Godzilla instead of hiding somehow, even when he's a giant fucking monster in 2014 Godzilla. I gotta watch more Godzilla movies because, you know, Shin 2014 and Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah are the only ones I've actually seen. So I've got to watch more of those. But there's like 40 of them. So I'm not sure if I want to watch them all. I don't know. I'll see if I can find a list that's like, these are the ones that are good. This is a highlight reel. Oh shit, I've killed a marshal. Yeah, I'll see if I can find some kind of list that's, this is a highlight reel of Godzilla history. And then watch those ones. So that was the Rally of Sanremo. Rally of Italy. I'm gonna... Maybe I'm gonna... Yeah, just gonna end it.